Recording in progress. Hello, everyone. This is Lynn Hamilton, your lead instructor here at Sampson Properties, to bring you another exciting episode of Business Skill Builders. So, in today's session, we are going to chat about a little bit about mindset. And we've actually given the title of this class of Get Out of Your Own Way. What are the 6 inches between you and success and failure? And so with that, how do we determine that 6 inches? Right here. If you put your hands up next to your head on either side, it's usually about 6 inches. There you go. That 6 inch will make you or break you. This is why in Jumpstart Session 2, I made sure that we covered this mindset component as an important part of the business and building the skills for this business. I have seen more agents come and go because they had a case of stinky thinking, or worse, they had someone in their immediate family that was constantly raining on their parade. Well, why are you doing this? You don't make any money. And why? No, you're too old, you're too young, you're too this, you're too that. And those cases of stinky thinking can literally collapse and devastate you. So I'm going to give you a couple of fun things to do, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about some of the common mistakes agents make regarding mindset in their business. So the first thing, again, and we're going to reference back to the Jumpstart Session 2. Whether it's business or whether it's life, life is going to dish out stuff that you don't get to vote on. Life and business is like a roller coaster ride. The highs are highs, the lows are lows. And somehow we come barreling down, screaming our head off, get to the end, jolt to an end, and go, oh, okay, that was fun. Let's do it again. And we go right back into the next transaction. So when it comes to mindset for your transaction, here are a couple of tips. First off, understand and realize every transaction is going to be different. You are dealing with different people, with different personalities, with the other agent, with the other lenders, inspectors. I mean, you name it. There's a lot of people involved. And yeah, so every transaction is going to be different. What I'm going to encourage you to do is take on the mindset from the very beginning is that you are the PPS, professional problem solver. And that is what we do. You are the PPS, professional problem solver. I used to have that on my name badge, my business cards, my email signature, anywhere and everywhere, because I always just listed it as I'm your PPS, which also was a great conversation starter because people would ask, oh, what's the PPS? I'm your professional problem solver. That is what a real estate transaction is a series of little problems that are going to pop up one right after the other. And my job is to make sure they go as smooth as we can possibly make them. And there it is. I still see agents today that are seasoned agents. They get a home inspection back and they go into a tizzy because, oh my God, this showed up in the report. No joke. Stuff is going to show up that you had no idea about. And usually the home inspection is where something's going to pop up, or the buyer is going to do something really silly and go buy furniture and a car and a boat, and because they're buying property on the lake, right? So when you realize that your job is the PPS, the professional problem solver, it allows you to take control, be grounded, and keep your head on straight. I used to tell my clients when we talked about that during a buyer or seller consultation, I'd say, look, stuff's going to pop up. It always does. It always has. It always will. I'm going to be ready for it. Now, you can't freak out unless you see me freaking out. And trust me, you are never going to see me freaking out. Because if I do it behind the scenes and nobody gets to see it. And of course, it would always have a good giggle with the client. But again, once they get wound up over something, You're going to have a tough time pulling them back down to earth and yourself right behind it. Okay. So I always like to add the tagline in there, and this is why we get paid the big bucks. In case you haven't calculated or figured this out, we make a little bit more than minimum wage. We make a lot more than minimum wage, but we also work for it. So remember, this is why you get paid what you do, is to handle the problems, fix the problems, and go to the next step. There you go. All right. And always remember to breathe. One of the things I love to share is life is going to dish out stuff that you don't get to vote on. Now, if you're over 2 or 3 years old, which I think we all are, you're going to remember back in time something that happened in your life or in your world that you did not get to vote on. Because trust me, if we had a chance to vote on it, we would have probably voted just a little bit different. But now it's happened. So, how do you handle it? Remember, stuff happens, and this too shall pass. Rule number one, don't sweat the small stuff. Rule number two, it's all small stuff. In comparison to some other life crises that are major and can, in fact, stop you in your tracks, most of the stuff that's happening is small stuff. So, rule number one, don't sweat the small stuff. Rule number two, when you put it in perspective, it really is all small stuff. So, there are some great, whether it's video, whether it's books, whether it's in writing, whether it's whatever, there are some really good motivational PowerPoints out there or points out there. I don't care which one you use. I don't care which one you turn to. I would frankly make sure that you have, and this is why we have it on when we talk about your daily tasks and the things that every agent should be doing on a regular basis, which is the daily tasks in that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 little worksheet. One of the things on there is take a few moments to get grounded. Get your head on straight. If you've just come from home and it's chaotic and crazy, and you come into the office, take a couple of minutes to listen to something that is inspirational and motivational. Take a few moments to read something, whether it's scriptural or whatever it is that just fills your heart. Take that time to set your intention and your tone right from the beginning. There is a great little exercise that I'm going to recommend you do. Again, we had it in Jumpstart session 2. Write down the 5 or 10 people that you see on a regular basis and spend time with. So go ahead, and if you're on live, go ahead and do it. If you're listening, go ahead and stop the recorder for a second. List down the 5 or 10 people that you see on a regular basis. And again, a lot of them is going to be family and friends. Yes, you can put your dog on there as well if you want. All right. So once you've got that list, here's what you will do. You will rate them with either a plus, an equal, or a minus. When you have spent time with that person and you just go, oh my word, that just sucked 30 minutes out of my lifespan that I will never get back, they get a minus. If you just spent some time with the person and you just go, well, that was fun. I don't feel any better, but I certainly don't feel any worse, they get an equal. And when you find that name and you say, okay, after I've spent time with them, I am empowered, I am excited, I am positive, I am motivated, they get a plus. That could be family, that could be friends, that could be, your church leadership or your people in that, if that is a path that you're on. It could be us within Samson. Hopefully I'm on that list and I get a plus. But think about who are the ones that you hang out with and When you walk away, how do you feel? That you wish you hadn't got that time, that you wish you had were able to get that time back? Or whatever. Or yes, I can conquer the world and anything and everybody in it. Give them a plus, an equal, or a minus. And then take a look at that list. Unless you are family or married to them, why are you spending time with those that you just gave a minus to? Why are you spending any time that you don't have to with the equals? You want to take and spend more time with those that you gave a plus to. Those are the ones that are going to inspire you, enlighten you, and build you up. Okay. There's a couple of good books I want to share. One is it's an oldie but a goodie. Again, I have no skin in the game on it. It is by Shad Helmstetter. He was a PhD, and it was entitled What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. I'll tell you, that one I got probably 20 years ago. I've read it various times, and every time I go back, it's an easy read, but every time I go back and pick it up, I would use a different color highlighter because that way I could see, and I'd put in the front, I'd make a little index, I'd put a color of the green, and I'd put the data on it or the year on it. And then if I was reading it again a couple of years later, I'd do yellow and I'd put the date. So I could see what spoke out to me 2 years ago or a year ago. And now which comment in there is speaking to me now, because you're at a different place. But that is one of a great, great book of what to say when you talk to yourself. There's another one that I came across, and it was Don't Believe Everything Your Mind Tells You. I don't know where I got it. I don't know if it was Amazon or where, but again, it taps into that mindset to say, okay, are you believing everything your mind is telling you? Yeah, don't, by the way, because here's the science behind it. Whatever you hear or whatever you speak comes back into your own ears. Your brain will take that information and play it on a rotation in your little brain subconsciously about 10,000 times. So you start believing it. Your brain can't always separate fact from fiction. And you say it long enough, your brain starts to believe it. And that is often sad because what your brain is telling you, it may be a lie. And so just be very careful and be aware of that. Okay. All right. So let's jump in to the 10 ways agents get in their own way. And again, a lot of it stems from mindset. Some wait until they feel ready. I'm going to wait until I feel ready. Well, that's like saying, I'm going to go from here to home or home to the office or home to wherever, but I'm going to wait until all the lights are green from here to there. I'm sorry, you ain't going to be going anywhere. Because if you think you're going to wait until everything is perfect and the lights are all green and you can go smooth sailing, don't work like that. Okay, so don't wait until you feel ready or you think the circumstances are perfect, because actions will create confidence and it's not the other way around. All right. Number 2 on the list is fear of rejection. I think we all have a little bit of that. Is what if they don't like me? What if I say something wrong? What if I don't get yes on the next, buyer consultation or seller consultation? What if they reject me? What if I offer the newsletter and they say, no, I'm not interested? You know what? It's okay, because here's the takeaway I want you to grasp around this. When they say, if somebody tells you no, I want your brain to then say, no, not yet. No, not now. Because think about it. Have you ever gone to like a restaurant and you were brought coffee or water or a soda or whatever, and the waitress comes back around and says, "Do you want a refill?" And you go, "No, thank you, I'm good." Or just no. Or if you got your mouth full, you just shake your head no. That waiter or waitress does not run off in tears because you told them no. It just means no, not right now. Because they may come back 10 minutes later and say, "Are you interested in a refill now?" And you go, "Oh, yes, I'd love that." You told them no before, but now you're telling them yes. So it's okay. It is okay. So fear of rejection can be devastating as well. So what I want you to say is when somebody tells you no, just say no, not now. No, not yet. There you go. All right, number 3 on the list is perfectionism. I know that some, because we all kind of do it sometimes, so let's just get over that. Um, Oftentimes it's like, well, I want it to be perfect. Well, getting things done sometimes is way better than making it perfect. You can make it perfect as you are building on it. It's okay. It is okay. Several people have procrastination. What do they call it? Analysis paralysis. They will analyze and analyze and analyze till the cows come home, and 3 years later, they're still no further ahead. 6 months later, they're still no further ahead because they're going to wait for perfection. They're going to wait for the time to be right. They're going to wait till they got all their ducks in a row. Well, the minute you get all your ducks in a row, one of those little ducks are going to turn and go the other direction. So waiting for perfectionism is again is going to stop you in your tracks. So be careful that that doesn't. In the meantime, someone else is already contacting your potential client. Well, you're waiting for it to be perfect. I need to do my logo. I need to do my banner. I need to have my CRM perfect. I need to get my Facebook stuff up. I need to have the perfect video. I need to have my website perfect. No. Again, progress is better than perfection. Done beats perfect any day. All right, number 4 on the list. Comparing yourself to someone else. Oh my wordy, wordy, wordy. It is so easy to compare yourself to someone else and come up with every reason why you're not as pretty as them, you're not as young as them, you're not as eloquent as them, you're not as graceful as them, you're not as tall as them, you're not as whatever of them. Yeah. So don't compare yourself to someone else because a client may gravitate towards you and not be impressed with the other one. So, the I'll never be good enough or I'm never going to be like that. That's okay because not everybody likes that. They may like you a heck of a lot better. So, run your own race. Do not compare yourself to someone else. All right. Number 5 on our list is the shiny object syndrome. Okay, who can relate to squirrel? I think it was in the movie Up, Doug the dog, little ADD. We all kind of giggle about it. And he would go squirrel, and off he'd go. Now, I have some jokes with my friends in California. If I'm driving, I will get on the phone with them, check in, have a chit chat. And if I pass a field with cows or horses or squirrel or deer, I would go, cows. And then we'll just laugh for a quick second and then back to the conversation because they know that caught my attention and I'm going to share it with them and they think it's hysterical. So the shiny object syndrome is also, especially in this business, everybody thinks they've got the end all be all cure all shiny object that will make your business flourish and be perfect. Well, not always. I used to tell brand new agents that I was going to take their checkbook and their credit card, and they could not buy anything or buy into anything unless they cleared it with me first, because there's too many shiny objects out there. Now, we all joke a little bit about being ADD. And again, no disrespect to those who have that challenge in their life. We all have it a little bit. And medical doctors and neurologists and those that study the brain are saying we're worse now than ever before because of these trusty little phones. We are constantly getting a bing, a bong, an alert, a um, an announcement about something. That phone is going off between 100 and 150 times a day. That is literally every 5, 10, or 15 minutes in our world. This is going off with some sort of an announcement about something. And we have a tendency to stop and go check it. Stop and go check it. This is why our brains no longer have the structure or the discipline to stay focused on a 20 or 30-minute project. So many of the things as a real estate agent that you need to do, whether it be, watching a quick video and doing the 4 things of adjustments on your website, or whether it's learning to download the newsletter or downloading the free reports or anything. So often agents think, well, I need 2 hours to do that. No, you don't. So I've tried to start adding in there. This is going to take you about 15 minutes, or this is going to take you 30 minutes. So you set a timer, you tackle that project, you turn the phone over, and you focus on one project, knock it out, get it done. I had an agent come back to me last week, and she had been struggling trying to get something done for like a year. And I said, girl, just do it. I said, block off 15 minutes. I said, what are you doing right now? And she goes, well, what do you have after this? And I said, okay, we're going to hang up. You're going to get a 15-minute timer set. You're going to focus. You're going to go in, get this done, and then call me back. She called me back in 12 minutes and said, oh my word. She says, I've been sweating about this for almost a year, and it took me 10 minutes to get it done. I didn't know it was going to be that easy. And here I made this big mountain out of a molehill because I was afraid to tackle it, because I knew I was going to get sidetracked and it was going to take me forever. So regardless of what it is that you need to tackle, this is why, too, we do that Monday morning boost call with you. It's going to give you a chance to say, okay, what are the appointments I already have on my calendar? What are the things I need to get done? We prioritize them and you time block them in. Once that happens, you're up and golden. You knock those things out first. You eat that frog first, get them done, and then you're golden and you're good. You feel energized and ready to go on and tackle the next. Okay. Number 6 on our list is inconsistent activities. Now, this is why we call the daily tasks the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's to give you the track in which to run on. It is way too easy to go, well, I don't know what to do, or be inconsistent with your activities. I heard one time they called it Prospect Monday, Nothing Tuesday, Sleep In on Wednesday, Panic by Friday, and then you got nothing done and nothing done for the weekend. So being inconsistent is, again, it is a huge problem. This is why we have the daily task, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 worksheet for you. This is why when Jumpstart session 4, I encourage you to take a look at the 4, or we give you 26 marketing pillars, marketing strategies that you can implement into your business. You decide which ones excite you. You decide which ones you want to tackle. You decide which ones you can get excited about doing even on those bad days. Bad days, bad hair day, break a fingernail, stub a toe, those bad days. What are the marketing strategies that you can still get excited over? And then you break it down. Week one, first of the month, like we're in right now, is always reaching out to your SOI. Am I checking in with a handful? Am I asking, does the home still meet your needs? Do you still love it? Am I checking in to say, hey, I just posted the August newsletter on my um website. God, I'd love to have you go check it out. And or by the way, I just emailed you the August newsletter. I'd love to get your feedback or your comments on it. Tell me which article you liked the best. Get that out. Be consistent. The first week of the month, focus on reaching out to your SOI. Now, yes, someone's going to trickle down into the other weeks, but that's your primary focus. Blinders on. No sparkly going on over here. Blinders on, which is why racehorses wear blinders. So don't get sidetracked. Then the second week of the month, you focus on your second pillar. Third week of the month, third pillar. Fourth week of the month, the fourth one. Now, if your brain doesn't go week one, week two, week three, week four, do it every Monday. I focus on my SOI. Every Tuesday, I focus on this. Every Wednesday, I focus on this. Every Thursday is my learning because I'm with Lynn in the afternoon. So Thursday is my learning day and my implementing day. I'm going to implement what I've learned. And then Friday is my fourth pillar. I don't care how you structure it, but it absolutely needs to go on your calendar as well. Now, some of you that are in the mentoring program that are mentors or are managers, yeah, it's real easy for your schedule to turn into, this cute little mud pie, because stuff's going to fly in that needs immediate attention that needs to be addressed right away. But you still have some basic structure to your day and you know what needs to be done. Okay. Number 7 on our list is spending time looking busy. We can spend hours checking emails. We can spend hours changing fonts on things, reorganizing folders, relabeling folders. Now, yeah, it's important to do every once in a while. And sometimes I've had to stop and have a reset day, and I don't even call it a day. I need 1 hour to reset. I know before I start, I make my list of what I need to do. I may have my stack, and then I just knock it and go through and knock it down. It is real easy to spend time looking busy by getting sucked into YouTube videos. I love it. Dogs and cats and babies are the cutest thing ever, but you can waste a whole day going down that rabbit hole. Now, if you're watching educational videos, that's awesome, but give yourself a time block. Give yourself a time frame in which to work that. You want to make sure that you're not just feeling, you're looking busy and fooling yourself that you're being productive, because the two are two different things. So make sure that again, when you work, you work, and when you play, you play. There you go. All right. Number 8 on the list is the fear of looking silly. I don't want to bother people. I don't know what they're going to say. I look stupid in the video. I have, I have bad hair day. My wrinkles are starting to show. Whatever. It's called life. It's okay. So your fear of looking silly, let it go. Let it go. There's a song, Let It Go. Yeah, okay, let it go. People aren't really judging you. They want to hear what your message is. They are too busy worrying about themselves than really worrying about you. So don't let that one stop you in your tracks. Number 9 is quitting too soon. Oh my word, you hear me talk about that all the time. You need to know what your numbers are. I love it when an agent says, well, I sent out 50 magazines. And I'm first off thinking, okay, you should have never spent the money on the magazines, but that was just my 2 cents, and you didn't clear that with me. And I didn't get anything back. I didn't hear from anybody. Well, did you follow up with them and ask them if there was an article in there that they liked or which article they liked the best? Well, no. Is their home still meeting their needs right now? Well, yeah. Well, then why do you think they would reach out to you about buying or selling when they don't need to buy or sell right now? It goes back to the basics of people will buy or sell when the home no longer meets their needs. And we talk about the 3-7-27 rule. 3 times someone hearing from you, let's say you're doing a geo farm where they don't know you yet, 3 times will start to build recognition. Oh, yeah, I got something from them before, or I got something from them last month. 7 times, after 7 times, and if you're doing it monthly, that's 7 months. Oh, yeah, that was a good article. They're starting to recognize. And typically, and again, there's all kinds of studies on this as well. It is oftentimes after 20, 24, 27, I've heard all those numbers, before somebody will, that they need to hear from you consistently before they choose to reach out for you to help them with the biggest financial purchase of their life. If they just get a one-off, so you're thinking of selling, here's what I've done in the neighborhood, and they've never heard from you again, and they never hear from you again, that postcard went in the trash and they will not remember you. So this is why in many of my classes, I talk about the right message to the right target, having it consistent, and there you go. So here's a couple of little notes on consistency. Agents will often stop after one postcard, 2 videos, 3 calls, and 1 open house. Well, I didn't get anything. Okay, so do it again. Are you making sure that you're getting the right message to the right target? But you've got to be consistent. Again, people aren't stupid. They know that if they're not hearing from you consistently, you're not taking your business as seriously. And I love asking this question now. Do you know of another person that at one point in time had a real estate license that is no longer in the business? We can all go, yeah. I saw something the other day where it said the average person knows between 8 and 12 real estate agents, or 8 to 12 who at one point had a real estate license and don't any longer. When the agent stops reminding people that you still are in business is when they start forgetting about you. They don't hear from you for a couple of months. They assume that, like everybody before you, you're out of business as well. So this is why the consistency and that gentle little, again, gang, nobody, I don't think, can convince me that a newsletter won't pay off. It is that constant reminder that you are still in business. So I've started challenging agents to this. Instead of saying, I need to cold call, I need to prospect, I need to lead generate, here's what I want you to think. I need to remind 5 people today that I know that I'm still in business. And then tomorrow, I need to remind 5 people I'm still in business. And then the next day, I need to remind a handful of people that I'm still in business. And that can be done through the newsletter, through a free report, through a just text and say hi. Driving through your neighborhood to preview a house, thought of you. Again, you're just reminding them that you're still in business. You've heard me say McDonald's still advertises after all these years. Why? Because they want to be top of mind when you decide you're hungry, tired, or hungry, thirsty, or need a quick break. Because you have other options. There's lots of options out there, but they want you to stop in to them. So again, this is marketing. This is marketing 101. It's the basics of what makes the world go around. If they do not hear from you on a regular basis, and it's not calling every month with, so you ready to buy or sell? Yeah, that one doesn't work real well. But there's other really good choices of things that you can say and do that remind them that you're still in business. There you go. All right. And last but not least on our list of the top 10 is negative self-talk. We opened with that today. Um, Either what you say or what you've heard people say, I'm too old, I'm too young, the market is terrible. No, the market is always going to have transactions. There may be fewer, there may be more, but there will always be transactions on the market. Why? Because someone's home no longer met their needs and they needed to sell so they could move to another state, another city to go take care of a parent, a grandparent, or be closer to the kids, be close to grandchildren, whatever it is. So it comes down to this is what we call recession-proof marketing. And I've been teaching that here with you guys for years. When the home no longer meets their needs, I don't care what the market's doing. I don't care what the industry is doing. I don't care what the interest rates are doing. When those major changes hit and they want and need to sell, they will sell. We talk about the 5 Ds in that as well. Okay. So, but be careful with that negative self-talk. Again, if you find yourself you struggle with that just a little bit, you know what? There's great books. There are some great online things that you can listen to. Reprogram that self-talk. And every once in a while, just stop yourself in your tracks and say, stop, rewind, delete. I'm not saying that anymore. And then program in with new positive information, affirmations, including, okay, so I'm having a rough week, or this is a rough week right now, or I'm going through this right now. It's not intended to last forever. When you say not now or right now, this is happening, it puts a timestamp on it. It lets your brain know that right now, this is happening, but it's not going to last forever. So keep that in mind. All right. So, what are some of the daily success habits? First off, eat the frog first. If you know you need to reach out to somebody over something, get it done, knock it out. Knock it out first. Don't procrastinate on it. Make that call, get that email out, make sure that it's taken care of. It gets it off your plate, gets the monkey off your back, and then you're ready to go on. Follow up with at least one past client. Hey, just checking in, wanted to make sure you're still loving the house. You planning any renovations, redecorating, remodeling, or even repainting anytime soon? I'd love to catch up, see what you're up to. Even people who have bought recently, if one of the major things change and happen in their world, that home no longer meets their needs, I don't care if they bought 6 months ago, they're selling. So the fact that you don't follow up with them, that means they're going to go find somebody else. They're going to find somebody else if they don't hear from you. They've been doing this study and monitoring these numbers for the last, I'm going to say 20 years or more. When past consumers are asked if you would use the same real estate agent again, and 85 to now 92 or 95% of them have said, absolutely, yes, they would if they ever heard from them again. That tells us we're doing a pathetic job and dropping the ball. But the beauty of this is even if you've got someone in your neighborhood, okay, I'm going to tell you this. When I was the listing agent and sold the house, I would come back in to the buyer. I would wait a couple of months and I would start sending them my monthly newsletter. Because I knew good and well some of those agents never followed up with their buyer ever again. I would put them on my automatic mail out. And yes, on more than one occasion, fast forward several months, fast forward several years, something happened, they were ready to move or needed to move. Since I was the one that had been reaching out to them, I got the call. And I would just sometimes just giggle to myself. But follow up with anybody that you've had in the past. I don't care if it's been months. I don't care if it's been years. Reach back out to them. If you are also struggling and not sure what to say in the learning trails, there's a great class called the Best One-Liners. The best one-liners is designed to give you a good response or a touching conversation starter for those that you've dropped the ball on, those who have been ghosting you, those that you met at an open house or a function somewhere. It gives you ideas for not only a voice-to-voice conversation, but an email conversation or a text message conversation. If you are struggling with, but I don't know what to say, go check out the best one-liners. Okay? All right. So here's what I would challenge you to do. Stop and catch yourself and start being aware of what you're saying that's coming out of your mouth and coming back into your ears, because you hear it twice. Your brain then processes it over and over and over again until you start believing that what is being said is actually true. And oftentimes it's not. So with that, we're going to wind this session down. Mindset will make you or break you in this industry. You get to control it. Even if you were raised or brought up in a negative Nelly, in a negative footprint, there are things that you can do at any age to put a screeching halt on that. Say, I am not going to let myself go down that rabbit hole again. You can refer to it as the drunk monkey on your shoulder. And when the drunk monkey starts whispering in your ear, well, why are you doing this? You're not good enough. You're not cute enough. You're too old. You're too this. You're whatever that negative is, you just reach up and sock that drunk monkey off your shoulder and send them flying. And then stop, erase, but yet put back in with something positive, whether it be affirmation, whether it be something motivational, whatever it is that fills your heart and allows you to be better tomorrow than you were yesterday, or better today than you were yesterday. That will be your secret to success. Whether it be success in life or whether it be success in business or anything you do, that 6 inches between the 2 ears is what will absolutely make you or break you. So have some fun with that, the little chart of who you spend time with. Rate them, the plus equal the minus. If you want to listen to the whole additional information that wasn't covered here, go back and revisit Jumpstart Session 2. It's available in Samson University. It's available on my website as well. But have yourself your safe place to go when the world starts raining on your parade. What do? Do you go take a walk? Do you take a time of quiet meditation? Do you take time to go into prayer? Do you read something? Do you listen to something? Do you put on rock music and turn it up as loud as you can get it? What is it that is your go-to source to reprogram and get you back on your feet with your head firmly placed on your shoulder? All right, my friends, that is going to wind down this session of Business Skill Builders. I hope this has been helpful. I am going to have a couple of downloads of this and a handout. So that'll be coming onto my channel real soon. So go check it out. It's on my website, lynnhamilton.samsonproperties.net, Agent Resource Center. Listen and learn. That's where these Thursday classes get downloaded. If you do listen to something, make sure that you subscribe and hit a like on it. Leave a nice comment as well. And then that way, when I download the next session of something, you'll just get the little bing that it's up and ready for you to listen to. With that, my friends, go be awesome. Go be wonderful. Be what you were intended to be. And don't let anybody, including yourself, rain on your parade. All right. Class is dismissed. I will see you all soon in our next session. Okay, bye for now.